I sent out the invite. Where you at, man? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, good dog. Good dog. Look all. Go check the invite. Let me see. I have to send it out again. DoorDash? Not right now. I'll probably start my app when I'm out of this city. Too many customers trying to get free food, trying to scam DoorDash. You know, it happens, but it kind of sucks. Where'd Anthony go? I have no idea. No idea. Yep. Yeah, sure does happen. So, waiting for the dude to come on, man. I'll just show the curl setting. I hope. Like this motherfucker Ferrari. That's a new color, though. It's underground. It's really unfortunate that Native Americans get all that money, but if you go see a regular Native American, they really broke as hell living on a reservation. And there's two sides to what a reservation is. I laugh when people say Iroquois instead of Iroquois because it lets me know that they don't know that name from their ancestors passing down knowledge and information. That instead they know that name from reading it somewhere. If they say Iroquois, then I'm like, oh, okay. But they don't know that when you call yourself an Iroquois, that basically it's a French word, right? OIS being Y at the end, like patois, Iroquois. These are heavily French influenced so-called tribes. And the tribes that receive the heavily French influence or anything with an ish, right? See, French has a chinch, has an inch. You know, French has an inch. Let it sink with your French fries and your French bread, French kisses. So basically, the the inch language is like one of the worst pidgin forms of language when it has the NCH at the end. If it's ISH, then it has a foundation that is religious doctrine. It'll have religious names connected to it. All the issues, you know, it's gonna have some type of religious doctrine, historical doctrine, some type of uh I don't know what dog pooped out here, but it ain't cool. So anyway, dude needs to hurry up, man. I ain't got all day. You know what I'm saying? I guess he can't afford a Zoom account. I don't know what's going on. But you know, when it comes to the ish languages, it's ridiculous. It really is. So you could just pull up all the languages with the last letters. ISH. Finnish, Polish, Spanish, Swedish. Pull them all out, man. Pull them all out. Pull them all out. And then look at the stories that are connected to the etymologies, you know. And as you're doing that, I'll set up things to beat you over the head with. Like I beat Baby Ghost over the head with the fact that the Iroquois language and dictionary is the only language where its dictionary identifies the Aborigines. And then when you look at the identifier to the Aborigines, and it's G, and you look up the oh man, y'all ain't never had me deliver no order over there to y'all. Y'all getting DoorDash? Okay, I got you. So if you do that little research and you look up TSI, TSHI, and you look up XI, and then you look up JI, and then you realize why is it that that's always pertaining to uh, the Aborigines of the land. So when you look up the word Kwaji, yeah, right, Kwaji, and it says family, you have to say, well, why the hell is it that Kwajia, which doesn't have Guajia, instead it just has Kwajia, and that's pertaining to family. And then when it comes to G, the JI, it's always pertaining to people, a flow of people, water, right? And when you do that, you are doing what's called pseudolinguistics. What I just did. See, because the quad G, it doesn't have the JI separate. Okay? So it's just one sound, quad G. Quad G. Okay? But because we have people who are French Welsh and Siberian, Sicilian, all the Kaganati. But you know what I'm saying? By the way, um, if you look at the word Kaza Kazari, right? Kazari and Ganati, right? Khazarian is really Gazar, right? They're really the Gazar, right? With the KH. So there's ways of breaking down who exactly create the dictionaries, because once you have the key, then the cipher opens up. And the languages that have these keys that open up these ciphers are all the languages that were created after diacritical marks. So then you start pulling it up and you're saying, okay, you got the inch, NCH, very few inch languages. Like they're the worst forms. Then you have the bastardized versions from the inch. And most of them have OIS at the back. And, you know, it's like the reason why those languages are bastardized is because they have allowed the influence and the enunciation and pronunciation influence. And when you really dig into linguistics, be careful of the language you're learning, because if the language doesn't have a mother tongue, it doesn't have a mother definition. If the language has an etymological source that is deemed historically accurate by the Fellows of the Royal Society, 9 times out of 10, they made it up. 9 times out of 10, they made it up. It was only the Royal Company that openly took stuff from everyone else and then set it up for the Royal Society to promote it. It's really simple. It's like a football team. You have the owner of the stadium, right? Builds the stadium and all that, right? And you have the owner of the land. He bought that land from somebody and then built that on that land. Okay? Then you have the coach. Then you have the team. The people doing all the work is the team. The coach just has to make sure they're doing their work right. Well, but what about the owner of the Coliseum and the person who the Coliseum was bought from? So there's like an order of things. And then when it comes to that order of things in linguistics, it's very few languages you're going to find that do not have pigeon and what's the other one? You got pigeon. Oh, there's another linguistic phrase that slips my mind. Well, anyway, um, well, I mean, well, it's just a fancy word. I actually remember what it is, but really serves no purpose because most people don't even know what that word means. So when it comes to the languages, uh, that are like the most bastardized versions of it, they have multiple meanings for one definition. That's why the English language, you can have words that are spelled the same way, they have totally different definitions, words that have all these different meanings that send you in circles, etymologies that send you in all kind of circles. And whenever they do that, they're hiding something from you. You know, they're hiding something from you. And the Iroquois language, the reservation language, the language of the people who were put in their place with a boundary and told where to live and told how they conduct themselves outside of that boundary, were people who were brought to America to be placed in that area that was assigned for them. So whenever I see a Native American talking about, oh, this is my land, oh, this is my language, and they think that I'm trying to attach myself to their so-called land and their so-called language, they're going to fail every time because I actually have Native American ancestry and they told me you guys are not from here. They, not them directly. I don't speak to my ancestors like that, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is the information was passed down. So I can identify by name, identify by tribe, identify by what area they were in, and how the Native American people became Native American people in America. Why? Because it was through marriage. Now, going all into the trades and all that stuff and all the things like that, I mean, it's 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 up. It's up on all Native Americans right now. I'm just telling y'all, it's up on all Native Americans, man. Y'all have been promoting a fake history that was created for y'all, and now you guys are getting exposed. Why would you guys be Native Americans claiming, oh, they gave us some smallpox blankets and they killed most of us off, and that's why it's very few of us and shit, you know. And then when it comes to, okay, cool, well, what's your origin story? Oh yeah, we crossed the ice bridge. Well, who came? Who told you that? The people who brought the blankets. Oh, come on, man. The people who brought the blankets told you that y'all crossed the ice bridge a long time ago, right? Okay, go cross that bridge again and go back to where you came from. Then. Now, when I talked about this in 2017, people were like, "That's kind of offensive. You're talking about the $5 Indian thing. Like, are you telling these people to go?" And I had to tell them, no, I have Native American ancestry. I have real, live, all Native American ancestry who migrated to America from Siberia. And my family slipped up and told me the truth. Not only do we have the truth of that, I also got the truth through documentation and paperwork that my ancestors who would be considered a paleface or a European were actually the ones that came here as indentured servants and slaves. And my ancestors who were of a keratin rich skin were the ones who were already here. And the ones who are already here tell the story about they didn't like you Native Americans because you guys came over here mimicking what you saw as you were growing up. And that's right, y'all. Native Americans are part of the orphan train. Yes, you guys are part of the orphan train movement to America. That's right. And I know y'all. I know who y'all are. I, your blood running through your veins. Some of it's running through mine too. So you can't just say, "Oh, you're an African slave." Oh, look at me. It's not gonna work. You can't use that against me. Okay? You can't use that against me. It's not gonna work. So when I hear Native American talk and they say, "Yeah, my ancestors are all from here," I'm like, "Well, why is it that when I look up my stuff, I'm seeing French, I'm seeing Welsh in Canada, and I'm looking up all the other stuff and it's saying, oh yeah, French, Welsh, Inuits came here with the Dayhurst colony, Native Americans came here with the Dayhurst colony." Then it's like, well, what about the Trans-Pacific slave trade? Who ran that? Oh, that was the same colony. That was the same people. So wait a minute. So they were running shit on both sides. Then where did people really start coming to America from? Man, they told us everything backwards, y'all. They got us thinking people traveled across the Atlantic Ocean, and no, people traveled from Asia. Okay, people travel from Russia and Asia and the islands to America. That's what happened, and it's a cold hard truth. And those who are honest, an honest Native American, they'll literally ask you who told you that. No, that's not true because they know once they tell the truth and they admit the truth, then they have to admit that their ancestors came here in the 19th century. People who gave y'all smallpox blankets said y'all came on an ice bridge, bro. Okay? How do people come over and giving you the blankets that kill the majority of your people off, telling you your history? Bro, hit the link, man. You still not in there. Dude, scary, man. I'm gonna try one more time, man. I gotta go. I don't have a reservation. I can sit on my ass and do drugs and shit. You know what I'm saying? I have a life, so I don't live like y'all. So since you take it too long, you about to learn a hard thing about Zoom. You about to learn a real hard thing about Zoom and why a lot of people stay on bum yards. See, a lot of Pan Africans want people to be stationary at their IP address and all that stuff, so they can do some pseudo tracking nonsense. And because most of them are operating with the Democrat Party and the CIA, and we got that. That's why some people do the facial recognition thing, like when you hop on their platform. Oh, I want to see your face. Okay, cool. If you want to see my face, that's what's up. But once the live thing turn on, then you know what I'm saying, don't show my face. That's one that's not like that. But one that wants to be all in your business, asking you for your degrees and all that. They're trying to dox you and all that shit. Those are the ones, man. Them is some agents. I even hit some weed just so I can go over all your little petty replies, man. So they don't like it when you can move around and share your screen. Not a bum like these Pan Africans. They got all the time in the world to sit at home on a laptop or a desktop. Nah, man, I'm about that. You know what I'm saying? And do I got those? Yeah. Am I gonna waste my time using my IP address to let y'all bro man, let y'all see what I got going on? Hell no. Well, you could turn Zoom on and easily go to screen share on your phone. It's weird. So they want to use BumYard all the time. So let's see the messages this dude.
Like it's here.
Hmm?
Yeah. And they asked about her peanut butter. Mhm. I do it. Oh,
Yeah. By the way, I'm smoking on that Louis. Oh, I ain't got nothing up in there. It's in the car. Okay, on that Louis. Watch this, y'all. Baby Ghost says, "You stand no chance against me, brother. We Viking, Scandinavian, Australian people from the Kaghanate Mountains of Mongolia and half-breed Siberia say that with the weak debates you better learn from me instead of your hero because he is full of." Hey, he put the ISH in there. Oh, very, very interesting suffix. He said the original name of the Iroquois is Haudenosaunee. Haudenosaunee. Haudenosaunee, right? I could play the video and show you that that's how they pronounce it. That's not even how you properly pronounce it, but that's how they pronounce it. Seneca language is one of the reasons why I got into linguistics. When I was told that ancestors on my mother's father's side and my ancestors on my father's side spoke it, it's like, okay, shit, I got two lines leading to that. 16. You know, learned a little bit. I started getting into the Pan African thing during the time. I'm not trying to hear too much of it. But I do remember certain things that stood out. So let's see. Does Iroquois mean Haudenosaunee? Iroquois. How da ha ho ho. The diacritical mark is that way. It is always the I sound, always the Y sound. So people who don't have ancestors connected to this language, they'll just say uh, Haudenosaunee. Well, why is there no I? Why is it spelled? Uh, why is it spelled like this? You know, right? So it's Hodai, and that O is not an ow sound. It is not a I. I mean, not a ah sound. It is a O, own. Okay, it is not a ah sound. That is a O. Show y'all too. Show y'all, man. It's a game. So people mess up all the time when it comes to linguistics and speaking languages when they don't know I have the dictionary. And if you do not have a person that actually speaks the language show and prove to you that this is how they pronounce it, then you're just reading a dictionary. And this right here is called a key. It's called a cipher key. Okay, so when you see O right here, the cipher key is the nasal own, own, own. So when you pronounce that O, it's like own. And like look at the word men, men, in. You could just break it down. It's simple. Cats, right? ah. So now you know how to properly pronounce it with those diacritical marks over it. If you didn't hear it, how to speak the language, then you're not going to know how to properly speak it. If you were raised speaking this language from the original, from the mother tongue, not from the watered down revised tongue that's being used where they have multiple definitions. When it says literally, to let you know that literally it just means this, but we're saying it for this. No, that's the that means that you guys turned into a pidgin language. And that's why when I was teaching it and I stumbled upon that and looked into, well, who created the history and all this stuff of it, I had to let that language go. Say, okay, well, I have to dig and find the original words. Like when I got into the sources of it, I ran into Garifuna and a couple of other languages. And I'm like, well, they're going to say that's from Africa. Go look up at the history of that part of Africa. They have no history of them living anywhere over there. Garifuna speakers until the 20th century, not even in the 19th century. It wasn't even until the 20th century. And then they're saying that certain people were brought, that were taken from America to Africa a long time ago, right? And help, you know, build in Africa. I was told that it was 18 different tribes. Well, I even read it. It's 18 different tribes. So we have 18 different tribes in Africa right now that are actually from America. I got y'all, man. I got y'all. So here is just giving you the proper way. And you see the W at the end, it's wash. It's wash. Was. Wah. Wah. Oh. Eh. So play them games with someone else, bro. Play them games with somebody who doesn't have the cipher key to the Iroquois language. You can't do that here. It's not going to work. They even have an example over here for you. And then the way people spell it. If you're spelling with all these extra exaggerated letters, like two E's, you know what I'm saying? Two H's and stuff. Even putting two H's is just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Two N's. If you have two letters, then I know that you're using the French way of cipher. And I've watched Baby Ghost do it. Like a person. But anyway, let's go back. So we see it's not how Daniel shot it. Okay? We see that it's whole die no, and it has that over the S. That alone is show. Okay? So how are you gonna have it where it's show? One moment, girl. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Anybody inside? I just need to grab a bite.
Well, of course you're more than welcome. Yeah, no one's in it. Well, Raina's in it. And the dogs.
Oh, they got away. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah, people be thinking I'd be lying. Yeah, nah, family business. It's really a family business. Yeah. Yeah, really over 100K coming over here. So I don't need a snitch, be an agent, be paid by government to do something on YouTube, or be pushed to promote, or have somebody create some type of agenda for me and have me go down this agenda. I don't need that. No, I don't live on a reservation. Yeah, so it's like show, you know what I'm saying? And then you hold it, then you say knee, and you hold it. Huh, ain't that interesting? Why would they have a word like that? That's not even a positive word. I mean, like, it's actually a negative phrase to say this. To say, Hodai, no, no, not Hodai, nah. No, it's no. To show. To show is a very negative phrase. It literally means the devil. So why would y'all let this happen? And I guess since they say 666 is the sign of man, and Haudenosaunee means the six tribes, you tell me. I got a lot of questions for the so-called Native Americans claiming to be any one of these tribes. I got a lot of questions for you. Yeah. So, Iroquois does not mean Haudenosaunee. It says right here, literally, those of the extended house or the housemakers. So don't say the Iroquois or Haudenosaunee. Just say, oh, uh, the word house is not a German language. It's really a show, but they changed the show to house. And I can show that there's also a say. It doesn't have the diacritical mark for the SH sound, where it just has the S. Where it's literally making the sound when you properly use a cipher key to the so-called cynical language. Cipher key and pronounce it the right way. See, and this is what separates it. You know, it's what separates me from Baby Ghost and the so-called fluent speakers, because you're fluent in a pidgin form of Gawinawaga. Yeah, I'm out, y'all. I got things to do.